So my original idea was to shoot this video with a nice bit of natural sunlight coming through the window, and then remembered I live in the UK and it lasted about 5 seconds, so that's that idea out the window. So I'm going to be comparing the older Honor 200 against the freshly released Honor 400, not the Pro, just the regular one. And you might be wondering, is the Honor 400 much of an upgrade over the predecessor, or is the Honor 200 the smarter buy in 2025? So let's jump in. All right, so let's kick things off with the design. The Honor 200 has that slightly curved screen with a premium matte finish on the back. It looks and feels pretty high-end, like something that wants to show off, and you get that frosted glass vibe, and in the hand it's quite sleek and comfy. Now the Honor 400 does have a very similar build in terms of its materials, but the screen's now flat, which might be a plus for people who hate those accidental touches, and it still feels good, still solid, just a little bit more straightforward. The camera module has had a glow up though, with that square island on the back that gives it a more modern, slightly aggressive edge. And I always did find that the Honor 200 did have a little bit of a weird camera design. I certainly prefer the more modern looking Honor 400 in terms of how it looks, at least from the rear. And both phones pack OLED displays, and they're really nice, the pair of them. You get 120 Hz on both, bright colours, deep blacks, the works. The Honor 200 has a slightly larger 6.7 inch, slightly curved display, while the Honor 400 comes in at 6.55 inches and it's flat. But here's the kicker. The Honor 400 does have a sharper resolution due to being a little bit smaller, so technically it does edge out the 200. Now in day-to-day use, you're not really going to notice a huge difference when you're using both of these phones. They're both really smooth and responsive. People might prefer the flatter display when it comes to gaming because of potential accidental touches and just watching a little bit of video. But overall, they're both really great displays. The Honor 400 does edge out the 200 in terms of its maximum peak brightness. You've got 5,000 nits of maximum brightness on the Honor 400, and you've got 4,000 nits of brightness on the Honor 200. So they're both very bright when it comes to outdoors, but the Honor 400 does edge out the 200 a little bit in that regard. So when it comes to the performance on both of these phones, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Now both of these phones are rocking the exact same processor, the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. Absolutely fine for day-to-day tasks, and naturally you're not going to notice any difference between using either of these phones if you put them side by side. The choice of why Honor went for the same processor in the Honor 400, I'm not too sure. Maybe it was a if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of situation. But overall, the performance for me has been absolutely fine. Everyday scrolling is seamless, opening apps and stuff like that. There's no stutters or anything. You do get up to 16 gigs of RAM on the Honor 200. I think that's probably only going to be in selected markets, and up to 12 gigs of RAM on the Honor 400, and you can get up to 512 gigs of storage on both of these phones. The Honor 200, I've got 256 gigs, and on this Honor 400, I do actually have the 512 gigs of storage model. Neither phone come with micro SD card expansion, but to be honest, 256 gigs and certainly 512 should be plenty for most people. Now the camera is another area that Honor have certainly made some questionable adjustments. The Honor 200 comes with a triple camera system headlined by that 50 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 50 megapixel telephoto camera with a 2x optical zoom. Now on the Honor 400, they certainly switched up that main camera with a massive 200 megapixel sensor and that same 12 megapixel ultra wide. But Honor, of course, removed any telephoto camera of any sort. The reason why they've done that, I'm not too sure. Of course, the Honor 200 and 200 Pro both had identical camera systems, and now the Honor 400 is missing that telephoto camera that's included in the Honor 400 Pro. So not really sure on the reasoning behind that, but unfortunately that's what we're left with. But photos coming from both of these phones are really great. Naturally, you get more detail from the Honor 400 due to improved processing, and then of course that massive 200 megapixel sensor will naturally give you better results. But the Honor 200 is no slouch. Of course, you get that 2.5x optical zoom, so naturally at further reaches, the Honor 200 certainly performed better than the Honor 400, and then the ultra-wide cameras produce similar results as well. So overall, both phones produce some really nice photos. I haven't got any complaints really when it comes to the cameras on both of these. They're about what you would expect at their respective price points. And then you get a 50 megapixel selfie camera coming from both of these phones as well, which produce some nice sharp images, good subject separation, nice natural skin tones, and nice natural color in general. Yeah, pretty good camera systems overall. Of course, if you're worried about the lack of telephoto on the 400, you may want to pick up the 200, but yeah, overall, really great camera systems. And on both the front and rear cameras of both of these phones, you get 4K video support. And this is about what you would expect at this sort of price point quality-wise. But yeah, they're not the best, of course, on the market, but they're absolutely fine for a bit of home movies of your kids or your pets, etc. Now, when it comes to the software, this is an area where the Honor 400 is naturally gonna widen the gap a little bit on the Honor 200. Now, at the moment, they're both running Magic OS 9 on Android 15. When I first got the Honor 200, naturally it was running Android 14 with Magic OS 8, and it pretty swiftly got an update. But of course, Honor 400 has all of these new AI software features, including the image to video, which will take any photo, whether it be a person, pet, tree, something like that, and it will generate a short 5-second video coming from that image. So it's a really great feature. It's currently not available on the Honor 200. They might filter it down to that. They might filter it down to the Honor 400 Lite first before that, potentially. Not really sure what direction they're gonna go in. And then you've got the other bits like Magic Portal, where you can drag and drop images to other apps. You can drag and drop text and all sorts of stuff. So you've got some really nice software features on both of these phones. Now, as for updates, you will get 6 years of OS and security updates on the Honor 400 and just 3 years of OS updates and 4 years of security patches on the Honor 200. It came with Android 14 out of the box, so its first upgrade, of course, is to Android 15, and then it will get a couple more after that. So if you want software longevity, of course, the 400 is going to be the better option, as it's got naturally longer software because of being a newer device, and of course it's got 6 years as opposed to the 3 years on the Honor 200. So yeah, overall software wise, I really like Magic OS. I know that's a bit of a controversial software skin, a lot of people don't like it, but personally for me, I think it's great. I have no issues with it. Any preloaded apps and stuff that you don't want, you can just get rid of. It's not really the end of the world. So yeah, overall, really like the software on both of these phones. And then battery life, unsurprisingly, is identical pretty much. You get a 5200 milliamp hour battery on both of these phones, and they both have stellar battery life. I've had no problems getting through a full day of relatively intense, I'd say relatively intense use. I'm not an intense user of any of the phones that I use, but you know, on my day off, I might be watching a bit of video, playing the odd game here and there, scrolling through social media, use of the camera and stuff like that. And I will easily get to the end of the day with like 50%. So both of these phones are really great battery life. The Honor 200, oddly enough, has fast 100 watt charging as opposed to the 66 watts on the new Honor 400. Why they dropped it, I'm not really sure. So if you want a phone that will charge up quicker with a suitable adapter, the 200 is definitely going to be your option. But overall for battery life, yeah, they're absolutely amazing. And then a few little extras which are just nice to have. Both phones use optical under-display fingerprint scanners, so no difference there. They're fast and responsive. There's no headphone jack on either. No official IP rating on the Honor 200, but you get IP65 rating on the Honor 400. Neither come with micro SD card expansion. So if you're expecting flagship features in those areas, definitely not. Overall, I think the Honor 400 just naturally looks like a more refined and modern looking device. But if you want that telephoto camera, unfortunately, the 200 is going to be your option. So, which one should you pick out of the Honor 200 or the Honor 400? Now, if you're not too bothered about slightly older software or less software support and you want that telephoto camera, naturally the Honor 200 is going to be your option. But if you want 6 years of software updates, you're not too fussed on the telephoto camera, and you want more of those AI features and that 200 megapixel main camera, naturally the Honor 400 is going to be the best option. Now the difficult part when you're looking at the Honor 400, forget the Pro because that's 700 quid, and if that's out of your price bracket, maybe consider the older Honor 200 Pro, because you could potentially pick one up. If you troll eBay, you might be able to find a refurbished one for 250, 300 quid. Well, I think I've seen a couple of brand new ones for 350. Now it's only a little bit cheaper than the Honor 400, but you're getting the Honor 200's camera system in terms of the telephoto camera, you're getting much faster charging, and you're getting a more powerful Snapdragon 8S Gen 3. You aren't getting the software updates you'd get on the 400, but just sort of throwing it out there as a potential option. But do let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Drop a like on the channel and subscribe so you're notified when I upload more videos a little bit like this. I have also got a video coming comparing the Honor 400 and the CMF Phone 2 Pro, potentially comparing it with that one as well. Subscribe so you don't miss those videos, and I will see you in the next video.